Indonesia is betting big on its future with Nusantara, a staggering $33 billion investment in a brand new megacity. But this isn't just an expensive gamble. The planners behind Nusantara have a grand vision for a sustainable, technologically advanced metropolis that could be a model for cities worldwide. Jakarta, Indonesia's current capital, is facing a dire situation. The city is sinking at an alarming rate, with parts descending as much as 11 inches per year. Coupled with severe overcrowding and pollution, Jakarta's problems have reached a breaking point. The government's radical solution is to start from scratch with Nusantara. Located in East Kalimantan on the island of Borneo, this ambitious project aims to create a smart forest city spanning an area 4 times the size of Jakarta. The stakes couldn't be higher for Indonesia's future. Introducing Nusantara. So what exactly is Nusantara? It's an audacious plan to construct an entirely new capital city from the ground up in the forests of East Kalimantan on the island of Borneo. This megaproject, with an eye-popping estimated cost of $33 billion, is a bold bet on Indonesia's future. The scale of Nusantara is truly mind-boggling. Spanning an area 4 times larger than Jakarta and a staggering 40 times the size of Manhattan, this new metropolis is being designed to accommodate nearly 2 million residents. However, the planners are determined to avoid the pitfalls of unchecked urban sprawl. Their vision is for Nusantara to be a model of sustainable development, with an impressive 65% of the city designated as green space, and another 10% set aside for farming. The aim is to create a harmonious balance between the built environment and the natural world. But Nusantara isn't just about size and green credentials. It's envisioned as a smart forest city, a showcase for cutting-edge technology and innovative urban design. The goal is to create a capital that is not only environmentally friendly, but also highly livable and efficient. One of the key targets is for Nusantara to achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. To reach this ambitious goal, the city will rely heavily on renewable energy sources. Transportation planning is also a major focus, with a target of having 80% of travel within the city conducted via public transit, walking, or cycling. The winning design for Nusantara, created by the Indonesian firm Urban Plus, offers a tantalizing glimpse of what this smart forest city might look like. The renderings show a futuristic cityscape seamlessly integrated with the lush natural surroundings. Elevated walkways and buildings on stilts allow for the preservation of the existing forest landscape. Building a city of this magnitude is no small feat, and the construction of Nusantara is planned to unfold in 5 stages. The first phase will prioritize the development of the government district, with President Widodo aiming to officially inaugurate the new capital on Indonesian Independence Day. However, bringing this vision to life won't be easy. Funding the massive $33 billion price tag is a major challenge, with only 20% expected to come from the Indonesian state budget. Securing the remaining investment has proven to be a significant hurdle. There are also serious environmental and social concerns surrounding the project. The site of Nusantara has been plagued by illegal mining, and the construction could displace indigenous communities. Some critics also question the feasibility of relying solely on renewable energy to power the construction process. Despite these challenges, the Indonesian government remains committed to making Nusantara a reality. They see this new capital as a vital step towards a more sustainable and equitable future for the nation. This groundbreaking smart forest city isn't just a feat of engineering and design, it's a daring experiment in urban planning that could serve as a template for cities around the world grappling with the dual challenges of rapid urbanization and climate change. But what will this city of the future actually look like on the ground? The answer lies in the innovative plans for Nusantara's cutting-edge green infrastructure and seamless integration with the surrounding forest. A smart forest city. The innovative plans for Nusantara's green infrastructure and integration with the surrounding forest are truly remarkable. At the heart of this smart forest city is a commitment to sustainability and living in harmony with nature. The winning design by Urban Plus showcases a futuristic cityscape that seamlessly blends with the lush forest landscape. One of the standout features of Nusantara's design is the extensive use of elevated walkways and buildings on stilts. This approach allows for the preservation of the existing forest floor and minimizes the impact on the natural environment. By raising the city above the ground, the planners aim to create a unique urban experience that feels more like living in a treehouse than a conventional city. Green spaces are a central focus of Nusantara's layout, with an impressive 65% of the city area designated for parks, gardens, and natural habitats. This is a far cry from the concrete jungles of many modern cities, and reflects a deep commitment to providing residents with ample access to nature. The city will also feature an additional 10% of land set aside for urban farming, promoting local food production and reducing the reliance on imported goods. The use of cutting-edge technology is another key aspect of Nusantara's smart forest city design. The planners envision a fully connected metropolis, where data and information flow seamlessly to optimize city services and enhance the quality of life for residents. From intelligent traffic management systems to smart energy grids, Nusantara aims to leverage the latest advancements in urban tech. Sustainability is woven into every aspect of Nusantara's design, from the choice of building materials to the city's energy and waste management strategies. The goal is to create a self-sufficient urban ecosystem that minimizes its environmental footprint and serves as a model for green living. However, realizing this ambitious vision won't be without its challenges. Constructing a city of this scale in the midst of a lush forest is a monumental undertaking that will require careful planning and execution to avoid undue damage to the natural environment. The displacement of indigenous communities is another sensitive issue that will need to be addressed with the utmost care and respect. Despite these hurdles, the potential benefits of Nusantara's smart forest city design are immense. By demonstrating that it's possible to build a thriving metropolis in harmony with nature, Indonesia could set a powerful example for sustainable urban development worldwide. The city's innovative approach to green infrastructure and integration with the forest landscape could inspire a new generation of eco-friendly cities that prioritize both human well-being and environmental stewardship. As the plans for Nusantara move forward, all eyes will be on this groundbreaking project to see if it can live up to its lofty ambitions. If successful, this smart forest city could revolutionize our understanding of what's possible in urban design and pave the way for a greener, more sustainable future. This bold vision for a city that seamlessly integrates with nature is just the beginning of Nusantara's ambitious plans. The real test will be whether this futuristic metropolis can meet its lofty goals for sustainability and carbon neutrality. The ambitious vision. The ambitious vision for Nusantara goes far beyond simply creating a new capital city. The planners have set their sights on building a sustainable, carbon-neutral metropolis powered by renewable energy. This goal is central to the city's design and infrastructure plans. One of the key targets is for Nusantara to achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. To reach this ambitious milestone, the city will rely heavily on clean energy sources, such as solar, wind, and geothermal power. The aim is to create a self-sufficient urban ecosystem that minimizes its carbon footprint and sets a new standard for sustainable development. Transportation planning is another critical aspect of Nusantara's eco-friendly vision. The city is being designed to prioritize public transit, walkability, and cycling. The goal is to have 80% of all trips within the city taken by these green modes of transportation. This approach not only reduces carbon emissions, but also promotes a healthier and more livable urban environment. The city's layout and infrastructure are being carefully crafted to support this sustainable transportation network. Pedestrian-friendly streets, extensive bike lanes, and efficient public transit systems will be woven throughout the cityscape. This integrated approach ensures that residents can easily navigate the city without relying on personal vehicles. In addition to transportation, Nusantara's buildings and public spaces are being designed with sustainability at the forefront. Green architecture principles, such as passive cooling, natural ventilation, and green roofs, will be widely employed. These features reduce energy consumption and create a more comfortable urban microclimate. The use of eco-friendly materials is another key aspect of Nusantara's sustainable design. The city will prioritize the use of locally sourced, renewable, and recycled materials in its construction. This approach minimizes the environmental impact of building the city and supports the local economy. Nusantara's planners are also incorporating cutting-edge technologies to optimize resource efficiency. Smart grid systems, advanced waste management solutions, and data-driven infrastructure management will all play a role in creating a more sustainable and resilient city. However, realizing this ambitious vision won't be without its challenges. Building a carbon-neutral city from scratch requires significant investments in clean energy infrastructure and sustainable technologies. The upfront costs can be substantial, and securing the necessary funding will be a major hurdle. There are also questions about the feasibility of achieving 100% renewable energy use, especially during the construction phase. Critics argue that the city may need to rely on fossil fuels, at least initially, to power the massive development project. Balancing the long-term sustainability goals with the immediate energy needs of construction will be a delicate task. Despite these challenges, the Indonesian government remains committed to making Nusantara a model for sustainable urban development. They see this ambitious project as an opportunity to showcase Indonesia's leadership in the fight against climate change and to create a template for the cities of the future. If successful, Nusantara could serve as a powerful example of what's possible when sustainability is placed at the heart of urban planning. The city's bold vision for carbon neutrality, renewable energy, and eco-friendly design has the potential to inspire a new generation of green cities worldwide. The choice of location for this groundbreaking green city was a strategic decision that could have far-reaching implications for Indonesia's economic future. Strategic location. The strategic choice of East Kalimantan, Borneo as the location for Nusantara is a key part of Indonesia's vision for a more balanced and sustainable future. This resource-rich region offers a wealth of opportunities that could help to reshape the country's economic landscape. East Kalimantan is renowned for its abundant natural resources, including vast reserves of coal, oil, and natural gas. These assets have long been a major driver of the region's economy, attracting significant investment from both domestic and international companies. By positioning the new capital in this resource-rich area, Indonesia aims to tap into these economic opportunities and create a new hub for growth and development. In addition to its natural resources, East Kalimantan also boasts a strategic location that could help to boost Indonesia's regional influence. Borneo sits at the heart of Southeast Asia, providing easy access to key markets and trade routes. By establishing Nusantara as a new political and economic center in this strategic location, Indonesia could enhance its role as a regional power and strengthen its ties with neighboring countries. Another key factor in the choice of East Kalimantan is its relative safety from natural disasters. Unlike Jakarta, which is highly vulnerable to flooding and sea level rise, the new capital site is situated inland, away from the coast and at a higher elevation. This reduces the risk of catastrophic damage from tsunamis, storm surges, and other coastal hazards. The region's topography also offers advantages for sustainable development. The site chosen for Nusantara is a vast area of gently sloping land, which is well suited for the construction of a large-scale urban development. The surrounding forests provide a natural buffer against environmental impacts and could help to maintain the city's green character. However, the decision to locate the new capital in East Kalimantan has also raised concerns about potential environmental and social impacts. The region is home to vast tracts of pristine rainforest, which could be threatened by the development of the new city. There are also concerns about the potential displacement of indigenous communities and the impact on their traditional way of life. To address these concerns, the Indonesian government has pledged to prioritize sustainability and social responsibility in the development of Nusantara. The city is being designed to minimize its environmental footprint and to provide ample green space and natural habitats. The government has also committed to involving local communities in the planning process and to ensuring that they benefit from the economic opportunities created by the new capital. Despite these challenges, the strategic location of Nusantara in East Kalimantan offers a unique opportunity for Indonesia to create a new model for sustainable urban development. By leveraging the region's natural resources and strategic position, while prioritizing environmental protection and social inclusion, the new capital could become a catalyst for economic growth and a symbol of Indonesia's commitment to a more sustainable future. While the strategic location sets the stage for Nusantara's success, it's the cutting-edge engineering and innovative design that will truly bring this green city to life. From elevated walkways that preserve the forest floor to buildings that seamlessly blend with nature, the construction of Nusantara promises to be a showcase of sustainable urban development. Engineering marvel. The construction of Nusantara is not just a feat of urban planning, but also a testament to the power of innovative engineering. The city's design incorporates cutting-edge techniques and technologies that push the boundaries of what's possible in sustainable urban development. One of the most striking features of Nusantara's engineering is the extensive use of elevated walkways and buildings on stilts. These design elements serve multiple purposes, from preserving the natural forest floor to creating a unique urban experience that blends seamlessly with the surrounding environment. The elevated walkways are a key part of Nusantara's pedestrian-friendly infrastructure. By lifting the city's main thoroughfares above the ground, the designers have created a network of shaded, comfortable spaces for walking and cycling. These walkways are not only functional, but also visually stunning, offering panoramic views of the lush forest canopy and the city's green architecture. The buildings themselves are another marvel of engineering. Many of Nusantara's structures are designed to sit on stilts, allowing the forest to continue thriving beneath them. This approach minimizes the impact on the natural environment and creates a sense of harmony between the built and natural worlds. The use of stilts also helps to protect the buildings from potential flooding and dampness, which is a common challenge in tropical environments. By raising the structures above the ground, engineers can ensure better ventilation and reduce the risk of water damage. In addition to these innovative design features, Nusantara's construction also incorporates advanced materials and technologies to enhance sustainability and resilience. Green roofs, solar panels, and rainwater harvesting systems are just a few of the eco-friendly elements that are being integrated into the city's buildings. The engineering team is also leveraging cutting-edge data analytics and smart city technologies to optimize the city's infrastructure. From intelligent traffic management systems to real-time monitoring of energy and water usage, these tools will help to ensure that Nusantara operates as efficiently and sustainably as possible. Of course, building a city of this scale and complexity in the midst of a tropical forest is no easy feat. The engineering challenges are immense, from ensuring the structural integrity of the elevated walkways to managing the logistics of construction in a remote location. To overcome these challenges, the team behind Nusantara is drawing on expertise from around the world. International engineers, architects, and sustainability experts are collaborating closely with local partners to devise innovative solutions and adapt best practices to the unique context of East Kalimantan. The result is a truly remarkable engineering achievement that showcases the very best of sustainable urban design. From the soaring elevated walkways to the green-roofed buildings nestled among the trees, every element of Nusantara's construction is a testament to the ingenuity and commitment of its engineers. As the city takes shape, it's clear that Nusantara is not just a new capital, but a living laboratory for sustainable urban development. The lessons learned here could have far-reaching implications for cities around the world, as we seek to build a greener, more resilient future. Yet even as we marvel at the engineering prowess behind Nusantara, questions remain about the financial sustainability of this ambitious project. With a price tag of over $30 billion, funding the construction of this green city in the forest is no small challenge.
Financing the dream. Financing the dream of Nusantara, a $33 billion megacity in the heart of Borneo, is no small feat. The Indonesian government faces significant funding challenges as it seeks to turn this ambitious vision into reality. With only 20% of the total cost expected to come from state funds, the success of the project hinges on securing substantial private investment. Attracting private investors to such a massive undertaking is a daunting task, particularly given the long-term nature of the project and the inherent risks involved. The government must convince potential backers that Nusantara is not only viable but also offers attractive returns on investment. This requires a delicate balancing act between promoting the city's potential and addressing concerns about its feasibility and sustainability. One of the key concerns surrounding private investment in Nusantara is the potential for corruption and mismanagement. Indonesia has a history of graft and inefficiency in large-scale infrastructure projects, which could deter cautious investors. To mitigate these risks, the government must establish robust transparency and accountability measures, ensuring that funds are used efficiently and effectively. Another challenge is ensuring that the benefits of private investment are distributed equitably. Critics warn that relying heavily on private funding could lead to a city that caters primarily to the wealthy, with limited affordable housing and public amenities. The government must develop policies and incentives that encourage inclusive development and prevent the creation of a two-tiered society. Questions also remain about the long-term sustainability of private funding for Nusantara. The city's ambitious green goals, such as achieving carbon neutrality by 2060, require significant upfront investments in clean energy infrastructure and sustainable technologies. While these investments may yield long-term benefits, they could be less attractive to investors seeking shorter-term returns. To address these concerns, the Indonesian government is exploring innovative financing mechanisms and partnerships. One approach is to leverage public-private partnerships, PPPs, which allow the government to share risks and rewards with private investors. By structuring PPPs carefully, the government can attract private capital while retaining control over key aspects of the city's development. Another strategy is to tap into green financing opportunities, such as green bonds and sustainability-linked loans. These instruments allow investors to support projects that meet specific environmental and social criteria, aligning their investments with their values. By positioning Nusantara as a model for sustainable urban development, the government could attract a new generation of socially conscious investors. Despite these efforts, the road ahead for financing Nusantara remains challenging. The government must navigate a complex web of economic, political, and social factors as it seeks to secure the necessary funding. Success will require a sustained commitment to transparency, inclusivity, and sustainability, as well as a willingness to adapt to changing circumstances and investor demands. As the construction of Nusantara forges ahead, the financial foundation upon which this green city is built will play a crucial role in determining its ultimate success. While the challenges are significant, so too are the potential rewards. If Indonesia can successfully harness the power of private investment while ensuring equitable and sustainable development, Nusantara could serve as a powerful model for the cities of the future. Yet even as the dream of Nusantara takes shape, concerns are growing about the environmental impact of this massive development project. Environmental impacts.
The construction of Nusantara, while promising a green and sustainable future, has raised significant environmental concerns. The massive development project, spanning an area 40 times the size of Manhattan, is set to transform a vast swath of Borneo's lush rainforest into a sprawling urban landscape. This has led to fears about the potential impacts on the region's delicate ecosystems, diverse wildlife, and indigenous communities. One of the primary concerns is the threat to Borneo's iconic orangutans. The island is home to the largest population of these critically endangered great apes, and the construction of Nusantara could fragment their habitat and disrupt their migration patterns. The loss of rainforest to urban development could also reduce the availability of food sources for orangutans and other wildlife, putting further pressure on already vulnerable populations. Beyond orangutans, the construction of Nusantara could have far-reaching impacts on the broader ecosystem. Borneo's rainforests are among the most biodiverse on Earth, hosting an incredible array of plant and animal species. The clearing of land for the new city could lead to the loss of rare and endemic species, as well as the degradation of vital ecosystem services such as carbon sequestration and water regulation. The environmental impacts of Nusantara's construction are not limited to the immediate project site. The development of infrastructure to support the new city, such as roads, power plants, and water treatment facilities, could have spillover effects on surrounding areas. The increased human presence and economic activity could also put pressure on nearby forests, leading to further deforestation and habitat loss. Another significant concern is the potential impact on indigenous communities. Borneo is home to a diverse array of indigenous peoples, many of whom rely on the forest for their livelihoods and cultural practices. The construction of Nusantara could displace these communities, disrupting their traditional way of life and severing their connection to the land. To address these concerns, the Indonesian government has pledged to prioritize sustainability and environmental protection in the development of Nusantara. The city is being designed to incorporate green spaces, renewable energy, and sustainable transport systems. However, Critics argue that these measures may not be enough to mitigate the massive scale of the project's environmental footprint. There are also questions about the government's capacity to enforce environmental regulations and safeguards in the face of such a massive undertaking. Indonesia has a history of weak environmental governance, and there are concerns that the rush to develop Nusantara could lead to corners being cut and environmental protections being overlooked. As construction of Nusantara moves forward, it will be critical to monitor and address these environmental impacts. This will require a sustained commitment to transparency, accountability, and stakeholder engagement. It will also require a willingness to adapt and adjust plans as new information and challenges emerge. Ultimately, the success of Nusantara will depend not only on its ability to deliver on its promises of sustainability and green development, but also on its capacity to minimize and mitigate its environmental footprint. As the world watches this ambitious project take shape, it will serve as a test case for whether it is possible to build a truly sustainable city in the heart of one of the world's most precious and vulnerable ecosystems. Yet even as we grapple with the environmental challenges of Nusantara, the potential economic benefits of this ambitious project cannot be ignored.
Economic transformation. The economic transformation that Nusantara promises is nothing short of remarkable. By relocating the capital from Jakarta to East Kalimantan, the Indonesian government aims to redistribute economic activity and foster growth in a region that has long been overlooked. This move is not just about creating a new administrative center. It's about promoting inclusivity and reducing the dominance of Java in the country's economic and political landscape. For decades, Jakarta has been the undisputed economic powerhouse of Indonesia, contributing significantly to the nation's GDP. However, this concentration of wealth and influence has come at a cost. The city's rapid growth has led to severe congestion, pollution, and inequality, with many residents struggling to access basic services and opportunities. By shifting the capital to Nusantara, the government hopes to alleviate some of these pressures and create a more balanced and sustainable model of development. The construction of Nusantara itself is expected to generate significant economic activity, creating jobs and attracting investment to the region. The project's estimated cost of $33 billion will be a major stimulus for the construction industry, with opportunities for local businesses and workers to participate in the building of the new city. This influx of capital and expertise could have a ripple effect throughout East Kalimantan, spurring the growth of related industries and services. But the economic benefits of Nusantara are not just about the short-term construction boom. The new capital is being designed as a hub for innovation and green technology, with a focus on renewable energy, sustainable transport, and smart city solutions. This could position East Kalimantan as a leader in the transition to a low-carbon economy, attracting green investment, and creating new opportunities for local businesses and entrepreneurs. The relocation of government offices and institutions to Nusantara is also expected to have a significant impact on the region's economy. The presence of key decision-makers and policy-makers could create new opportunities for local businesses to engage with government and shape the direction of economic development. This could help to promote greater inclusivity and participation in the economic life of the region, reducing the sense of marginalization that many in East Kalimantan have felt. Of course, the economic transformation that Nusantara promises is not without its challenges. There are concerns about the potential for corruption and mismanagement in such a large-scale project, as well as the risk of creating new inequalities and social tensions. The government will need to work closely with local communities and stakeholders to ensure that the benefits of the new capital are shared widely and that the needs and aspirations of all Indonesians are taken into account. There are also questions about the long-term sustainability of the project, both in terms of its environmental impact and its ability to attract and retain talent and investment. The success of Nusantara will depend on the government's ability to create a truly livable and attractive city, with high-quality infrastructure, services, and amenities that can compete with other global capitals. Despite these challenges, the potential economic benefits of Nusantara are significant. By redistributing economic activity and promoting inclusivity, the new capital could help to create a more balanced and sustainable model of development for Indonesia. As the project moves forward, it will be important to monitor its progress and learn from its successes and failures, as it could serve as a model for other countries seeking to promote regional development and reduce spatial inequalities. Looking to the future, the lessons learned from Nusantara's development could have far-reaching implications for urban planning and economic development around the world.
Lessons from history. As we look to the lessons of history for guidance on Nusantara's ambitious plans, we find a mixed record of success and failure. Throughout the world, countries have attempted to build new capital cities from scratch with varying degrees of success. Some, like Brasilia in Brazil and Canberra in Australia, have become thriving centers of government and commerce. Others, like Naypyidaw in Myanmar and Oyala in Equatorial Guinea, have struggled to attract residents and investment, becoming ghost towns and cautionary tales. One of the key challenges facing any new capital city is the need to create a sense of place and community. Unlike established cities that have grown organically over time, new capitals must be designed and built from the ground up. This requires careful planning and attention to detail, as well as a willingness to learn from the successes and failures of other cities. Nusantara's planners will need to create a city that is not only functional and efficient, but also livable and attractive to residents and visitors alike. Another challenge is the need to balance the competing demands of different stakeholders. A new capital city must serve the needs of government and industry while also providing a high quality of life for its residents. This requires a delicate balancing act between economic development and social welfare, as well as between the interests of different regions and groups within the country. Nusantara's planners will need to navigate these competing demands, while also ensuring that the benefits of the new city are shared widely and equitably. Perhaps the greatest challenge facing Nusantara is the sheer scale and ambition of the project. At an estimated cost of $33 billion and covering an area 4 times the size of Jakarta, Nusantara is one of the largest and most expensive new city projects in history. This scale brings with it significant risks and uncertainties, from the potential for cost overruns and delays to the risk of environmental damage and social disruption. Nusantara's planners will need to carefully manage these risks while also maintaining the political will and public support necessary to see the project through to completion. Despite these challenges, Nusantara also presents a unique opportunity to create a new model for sustainable and inclusive urban development. By incorporating green technologies, smart city solutions, and participatory planning processes, Nusantara could become a global benchmark for how to build a city that works for everyone. This potential has already attracted significant interest from international investors and urban planners, who see Nusantara as a chance to test new ideas and approaches to city building. Ultimately, the success of Nusantara will depend on the ability of its planners and leaders to learn from the lessons of history while also adapting to the unique challenges and opportunities of the 21st century. As the project moves forward, it will be critical to maintain transparency, accountability, and inclusivity, ensuring that the voices and needs of all stakeholders are heard and addressed. If done right, Nusantara could not only transform Indonesia's economic and political landscape, but also serve as a model for sustainable and equitable urban development around the world. The ambition and potential of Nusantara are truly staggering. If successful, this megaproject could reshape not only Indonesia's future, but also the very concept of what a capital city can be.